Greetings, students. Today is day 1 of your teleschool. Your lesson will focus on adding and subtracting fractions. So your lesson will be in iReady, lesson 15, understand fractions, addition and subtraction. So basically what you'll be doing with this lesson, you're just really focusing on adding and subtracting fractions that have the same denominator. So let's go through a few examples just to make sure you have a clear understanding of what we're working on. Let's look at the example below. It says, how can you draw two different models to show 3/4? So as we can see, we can use an area model. We can also use a number line. With the area model, you can either draw a rectangle or you can draw a circle, whichever one that works best for you. On here, they use a rectangle. So they drew a rectangle, they partition into 4 equal parts. Remember, when we're working with fractions, your parts always have to be even and equal. So they have a rectangle, it's partitioned into 4 equal parts. The reason they partition to 4 equal parts is because your denominator is 4. 3 of those 4 parts are shaded because that represents your numerator. So it says an area model for 3/4 shows 4 equal parts and 3 parts are shaded. Now let's take a look at our number line. You have a number line. It's partitioned or divided into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever you draw a number line, you always start with 0. Then, for instance, with this number line, you'll have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and we'll put our little point just to designate this area and to mark it to show this represents 3/4. It says a number line model for 3/4 shows each hole cut into 4 equal parts. 3/4 is the mark at the end of the third part. Let's look a little bit further into the lesson. Let's look at number 1. It says label the numbers 1, 3/8, and 4/8 on the number line. So as you can see on our number line, they already started for us. So they have 0. You have 1/8, 2/8. This mark right here represents 3/8. As we move on down, this will represent 4/8. So we have 3/8 and we have our 4/8, but we still need to get to one whole. So we will have 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8, which is equal to one whole, 9/8, and then 10/8. Let's look at our area model. It says shade the area model to show 3/8. Let's look at this area model. We have a rectangle is divided into 8 equal parts. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and 8/8. It says shaded to show 3/8. So what I would do if I had a little marker or a pencil, I would shade in 1/8, 2/8, and then it'll be 3/8. If I have all 3 of these boxes shaded, it will represent 3/8. Okay, let's try to find another problem. We can do an example just to make sure everybody understands. Oh, I like this one, number 5. All right, so it says shade the area model to show 8/8. Okay, so let's see. It's partitioned into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. So that means I would shade all 8 parts to represent 8/8. Let's look at number 6. It says, why can't you show 10/8 on the area model above? Let's think about it. We have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and 8/8. But I'm trying to get to 10/8. That's letting me know, guess what I'm going to have to do, class? I'm going to have to draw another area model partition it into 8 equal parts. But guess what? I'm only going to shade 2 of those parts. That way I will have 8/10 because I already have 8/8 over here. And if I drew another area model that looks exactly like it, but only shade 2 of those parts, that would give me 10/8. Prime example, let's look right here at the bottom. It says shade the area model to show 10/8. So we know we have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and 8/8. So guess what I would do? If I had a marker or a pencil, I would go ahead and shade all of these 8 squares real quick. Then I will go to my second area model. This will be 9/8. And then 10/8. That's how you can show 10/8 by using area models. Let's go down a little bit further to see if it's any more examples we can go over. I like this one at the top. Let's go back up to the top, to the top. Let's go back up to the top, to the top. Let's go back up to the top, to the top, to the top, to the top. All right, so it says to add fourths, use a number line that shows fourths. Add 3/4 plus 2/4. All right, let's look at our number line again, class. We have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, and 5/4. Because guess what? We're going past one whole, right? This represents one whole. Now we're going a little bit further. So now it's going to be a little bit larger than one whole. So it says start at 3/4. As I can see on my number line, this mark right here represents 3/4. It says 1 more fourth is 4/4. So if I move over 1 more fourth, that'll be 4/4. If I move over 1 more fourth or another fourth, it will put me at 5/4. So that lets me know that 3/4 plus 2/4 is equal to 5/4. Now let's just say, for instance, that I didn't even have a number line or I didn't have an area model and I just had the equation 3/4 plus 2/4. As I taught you all in class, first only focus on your numerator, which is your top numbers. Let's go ahead and add 3 plus 2, and 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. With your denominator, we're not going to add 4 plus 4. Guess what we're going to do with this 4? We're just going to slide it to the right. Slide it to the right. So whenever we're adding fractions with the same denominator, you only really need to focus on the numerator. So you would add 3 plus 2, which will give you 5. And guess what we're going to do with our denominator? We're just going to slide that 4 over. And that's how you would get 5/4. I hope you enjoyed the lesson for today, and you will definitely have more videos coming up.